Hey, what's up, guys? Steve Young, your baseball mentor with Athletes Approach, Youth Baseball Mindset Mastery Group. Hey, I've got something for you today because this is near and dear to my heart because I dealt with this issue, and that issue is dealing with perfectionism. How many of you guys have a child that just, has to get things right, or everything has to be perfect. Their swing has to be perfect. This might show up in the game where sometimes it manifests itself where they actually lock up. All right, they see a pitch go right down the middle of the plate, and you're like, man, why didn't they swing? Why did she not swing? Why didn't he just let loose like I've seen him do in practice? Right? These players also can be very, very coachable players. So sometimes it's tough to see because you might have the kind of child where they've gotten a lot of accolades because they are coachable, because they are the players that when the coach says, hey, do this, do that, they're like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And a lot of times what's under that can be this sense of, I can't perform well unless I do X and then I do Z, and or I do X and then Y and then Z, or I got to do A and then B then C, right? And so it ends up debilitating them. It ends up this term that I've used before, and I dealt with this, is analysis by paralysis, right? So this also might be for that player where your child might be very, very left brain oriented, right? Very good at math, very analytical. When I was growing up, I used to read a lot of books on baseball. I used to read books on hitting, and I would almost make it a science. And so, but the problem is that going into the game and actually playing and actually trying to perform, when you're operating out of that side of the brain, it actually can slow down natural eye-hand coordinated process in the brain. And so if you know that your child deals with this, just know that you are not alone. My daughter deals with this. She is very much of it has to be this, has to be right. And if things don't go well, she gets very, very frustrated. All right. So, but one of the things that is very important in dealing with this as a player is there has to be a point in time when there is a shift that happens from preparing, because that's a good thing, right? We don't want to diminish the value of preparation. But there's got to be a point in time when there's a shift in the mindset between I'm preparing and I'm exerting all this effort to train and to get ready to then just playing. Like there has to be that freedom, that literal release that goes from I'm no longer trying to prepare, or even for some, it's not even about trying to get to not even think about performing. It's about playing. When I watch my kids play, they're not concerned about the mechanics of doing this, then that. They're just expressing. They're just creating. And so for perfectionist type of players, getting them to think about their gameplay as a form of expression, or a form of just going out there and just being free to play, that's going to be key. One of the ways you can do this is there needs to be, or there can be, a point in time when they actually, it could be the time when they are on deck and it's their turn to hit, and they take those first 3 steps, or like use something that is a mark for them when they are going to go from preparing to just playing. This could be, right before the game, after they do all of the pregame warm-ups. Teach them and help them find something that, it could be grabbing blades of grass and then releasing it. Like literally a physical movement or something that they do literally with their body. It could be squeezing the bat really hard, taking a deep breath, and then releasing it. And as they do that, one of the things that they can do is something like just being grateful, saying that they are grateful for the gifts that they have that they couldn't work for or train for. What do I mean by that? So all the preparation that your child does is developing the skills that skills that they are trying to improve, like their swing and their technique, right? But there has to come to a place where they are aware and they understand that they have certain innate gifts that they've been endowed with that nobody else has. They got to tap into what makes them unique, and that's what will develop this calm confidence. I'm gonna tell you what that was for me. I was fortunate enough to where I had teammates, coaches. Over my career, they would see things that they would notice that I was very smooth. I had very smooth hands, right? So that was a term that they would start to say about me. When I was younger, even I understood that I had a lot of natural rhythm, right? I was a good dancer. I still am a good dancer. I was in a breakdance group in college. I was in two dance groups in college, and I actually used a lot of that natural ability and that awareness. I used that in the game, and that's what I would try to actually play with. And when I wasn't playing well, my college coach would actually say, "Hey, you're at the plate, but you're not using any rhythm. Move more, have more movement." Now, what's interesting is that some hitting coaches might look at a player. They may have seen at times my hitting style, and they may have said, "Hey, you've got too much pre-pitch movement." Well, pre-pitch movement actually helped me be on time. When the more I moved, the less I was thinking about where are my hands, this and that. And at the plate, when you're hitting, that's the last time that you want to be thinking about, are my hands 8 inches away from my body? Which interestingly enough, I think it was in Ted Williams' The Science of Hitting. I think he actually said that he tried to keep his hands 8 inches away from his body. Don't quote me on it. Check the book and see. But the point is that you can get so analytical about what you're doing at the plate that you just forget about, you know what? At the moment that you're trying to play and to compete, the best thing to do is to be into the flow and to be aware of, hey, I'm smooth, I've got rhythm, and when you're playing like that, man, the game gets fun. So I really want, and I really desire that your kids get to the place where they could just be free and they can have fun in those moments, even if it's a high pressure moment. They are aware of the natural gifts that they have, letting them know those things, and then the final step would be for them to, not only is it that you are teaching them and you're saying and letting them know what their natural gifts are, but they become their own coach out there where they are aware, and they have times when they say to themselves, all right, smooth, oh, all right, I'm strong, okay, be easy, be smooth, rhythm, whatever it is that they need to tell themselves to remind themselves the natural gifts that they have that they really can't work for. That's going to be important. It's going to be freeing, because it just reminds them that they have certain things that they were born with that makes them unique. It makes them an individual. It's something that they bring to their team that nobody else brings. All the mix between their natural gifts, their developed gifts and skills. And I guarantee you that if your child was playing, say, sandlot ball, right? An old school term, where they're just playing with some friends and they're out there, they're going to be tapping into a lot of their natural innate gifts, right? You'll see some hitters, they don't hit with a whole lot of movement. Some hit with a little bit more movement. They're just being comfortable. They're just being free. So you want to tap into that, share that with them, and then teach them how to create some kind of routine where they can become aware of that, make that fine line between, all right, I'm done preparing, I've done everything that I can do, it is enough. Perfectionist players always feel like it's not enough. I got to take one more rep. I got to get this swing so perfect. It's not perfect enough. They got to get to a point where it is enough. It's time to play. I've got what it takes to play this game, to be free, and to go for it. All right, Steve Young, your baseball mentor with Athletes Approach, Youth Baseball Mindset Mastery Group. This is a little bit longer video, but I hope it was helpful for you. If you got some value out of this, share this video. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.